The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf.
We've got really a fantastic technology. We've got a great list of partners already that are with us. The prospect profile is strong, and we continue to grow that and deepen those relationships. And we've got the plant and the team, and that's a really important piece to keep emphasizing the team. That really helps us stand apart.
All right, welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Alex Holmes. He is the Chief Strategy Officer and President for Nano One Materials Corp. And Alex, good to see you again. How are you?
And well, thank you, Steve. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, exciting news out today. A news release that you have been named the new CEO of the company. First off, congratulations on that. Very exciting for you and all of your family. And Dan Blondal has decided to step into retirement. We'll talk about Dan in just a second, but first off, just sort of your reaction and what people should know about you stepping into this role.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. I think it's really important to remember I've been with the company since early 2021, and really back then I focused on the industrialization side and building out the team. But as I step into this role effective June 12th, I really want to be honest about where we've been before I talk about where we're going, because I think that's how credibility is earned. And like I said, I'm not new to Nano One. I joined in 2021, spent the years on that industrial side of the business. So helping build out the operating team, working closely with the other executives, our manufacturing capability, and really that discipline it's going to take to take our technology, which is a breakthrough technology, into a scalable business. So I take this role on with clear eyes.
Yeah.
Kind of I understand where we are, where we need to go, and I'm really excited about where we're going.
Yeah, Dan Blondal founded the company about 15 years ago, Nano One, and you mentioned you've been with the company for quite some time, but he really has set up a legacy of the company to really sort of push that company forward, and your help has really made that happen as well in the last few years. So he set up a really nice track for you to get onto.
Absolutely. And let's be honest, none of this exists without Dan. I mean, he founded Nano One in 2011 on the conviction that the world would need a fundamentally better way to make cathode active materials. And, it was through Dan's conviction and decisiveness for us to focus in on LFP early when most of the Western world had written it off. That really set us up well. That led to bringing on Denis Geoffroy, our acquisition of Candiac, and of course, bringing in our strategic partners. So both calls have aged really well. That's 15 years of work, right? And then we think about a portfolio of more than 50 patents. We've got our strategic partners, the government's behind us, and the global battery supply chain is taking us seriously, right? We're in the room with the right companies, talking to the right parties. We're at the table. And this all traces back to his vision and to our team that built it alongside him. So I'm grateful to him, and I'm super glad he's going to be supporting me and the rest of the team through this transition period. He is very dedicated to see the success of Nano One.
Absolutely. Let's talk about where Nano One is today. Give me some thoughts on where the company is right now and really where you see the opportunities ahead.
Yeah, so I think it's important to remember it was around mid 2021. I remember the conversation Dan and I were having, and at that point we didn't really know Denis, but we talked about LFP is coming back. The West is just not even quite waking up to this, and it had been dismissed for so many years. And so that's when we started to reaccelerate efforts and brought in Denis and built out the rest of the team. So we saw that shift coming early. And we also saw the risk of a supply chain concentrated in a single country, right? So let's not forget, China produces about 98% of LFP cathode active materials. The IEA, International Energy Agency, in their recent report, just talked about China actually controlling 95% of the PCAM. That's the iron phosphate. That's another major supply chain risk. And this is where our technology comes into play, and we bypass that. So our judgment's held up. LFP is now projected to be more than 50% of the global market share, and most of that growth coming from the rest of the world. So as governments and end customers and the industry looks to diversify away from single country and have localized supply chains, this is where we come into play. And we really think that it's no longer a question about whether LFP matters; it's who outside of China can make it. And we believe we have the most mature LFP manufacturing technology outside of China today. We've got an operating pilot in Candiac. It's undergoing expansion to a full demonstration line. And we've got validated lithium feedstock from Rio Tinto. Our partnership with Sumitomo is only getting stronger. And commercialization at scale is still ahead of us. Let's be realistic about that. but the work we've done and where we've doubled down is really about what makes it achievable.
Okay. And lastly, just what should people expect as you as CEO? What sort of what's I was going to say what kind of boss are you? No, I wasn't going to say that, but certainly what kind of CEO are people going to expect as you move the company forward in your direction?
Yeah, I'd like to think, I plan to come forward with a bit of a tighter line between what we say and what we deliver. We'll set goals we believe in. We report meaningful progress as we achieve things. When a milestone moves, investors or stakeholders will hear from us and how we're going to recover and get back on track. And that'll be, we'll take a very direct approach on that. I think it's important to recognize these are goals we set out. They're not guarantees. We're in a multi-year industrial scale up. It's not a predictable path. It's never a straight line. This is a nascent industry, but the industry is just waking up, right? So as we look at that pipeline out into 2030, 2035, there's tremendous growth profile in North America and Europe, and every region is different, but story is different. So North America right now, it's energy storage with EVs to follow. In Europe, it's EVs with 50+% growth in sales month over month. So this is about focusing on where we can add the most value, where we can bring commercial traction to the table, and every region's a bit different. And fortunately, we have some really strong partners. So I think, really double downing on and emphasizing we've got really a fantastic technology. We've got a great list of partners already that are with us. The prospect profile is strong, and we continue to grow that and deepen those relationships. And we've got the plant and the team, and that's a really important piece to keep emphasizing the team. That really helps us stand apart. So we've got the market moving towards our chemistry. Each region is a little bit different in terms of what its application is looking for. And we bring the ability to diversify away from single country reliance. So right now we're focusing on how do we narrow that gap between what we say and what we deliver. And now it's time for us to deliver on our goals.
All right, we'll leave it there. Alex, I've enjoyed chatting with you over the years and getting your insight into what was going on at Nano One, and now I'm excited to cover you as the CEO as well. So really appreciate your time and congratulations once again on the job.
Thank you, Steve. That's great.
All right.
Cheers.
Alex Holmes, the new CEO of Nano One Materials Corp.
The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf. It is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, an offer, or a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Viewers should conduct their own research and consult a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. The views expressed are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of Proactive Group Holdings, trading as Proactive Investors or its affiliates. No responsibility is accepted for any loss arising from reliance on the information presented.